Howdy, howdy, everyone. Thanks for being here. We're back with Vintage Story. There'll probably be more chores, honestly. But I do have some plans. Since the last time I played, I did a little bit of off-camera work. I've added to my farm, which is nearly ready to harvest. I've extended it, and I've terraced it down to the main floor level. The terrace system worked best since I didn't want to do a lot of terraforming to the ground. Even though in a way I did because I had to add in all these extra terraces. But the nice thing about this terraced farm is that it kind of adds a natural barrier. Creates in a way a wall, which will hopefully keep monsters and animals just a little bit further away from me. The outfit I'm wearing is quite terrible. At least condition-wise, at 0%, so I think getting armor will be a really good idea. But making leather, it's a process that I haven't really done yet in the game, so I'm excited to do that, but the leather will be needed to kind of move into the next steps. Because it takes so long, off camera I decided to pan all my bony soil that I had, but I'll show you everything that I got. So I got some gold nuggets, rough emeralds, copper lamellae, which I have made molds for, so I'm planning on making armor out of the lamellae. Or I panned out a tuning cylinder, cultured tavern, I panned 2 copper spearheads, 2 lore books, so I have 2 more lore books to read, some copper chain, a bunch of flax, peridot, more diamonds, a flint knife, a bunch of flint arrowheads, a bunch of bones, some rusty gears, some native silver, some copper arrowheads, some candles, which is nice. I can make more lanterns if I'd like, and a golden necklace, which I think I'm going to put on. Let's see. Oh yeah, that looks nice. I am officially kitted out in the acrobat hairpin and golden necklace. That hairpin is so funny. I'm going to keep it on though. If you've been watching from the start of the series, you might have heard me mention that I am trying to stay a bit accurate to the age that I'm in. But in doing some research about the Copper Age and the Bronze Age, you quickly realize that those ages cover like thousands of years in human history. It's going to be really hard to stay historically accurate, and in fact, like, I already have not been historically accurate. My house, which I've been calling my silly house, in a lot of the photos you'd see really big roofs, but most of the houses were actually round. And when I say most of the houses, it's like the things that people know about and there's records of, because those times were so long ago, it's hard to know exactly what happened. But the house already is not accurate. I mean, I've added windows, I have a kitchen. As someone with very limited experience in the game, I don't want to limit myself to being super historically accurate, because advancing in the game kind of means that you can't be that accurate. So I'm just going to follow the advancements of the game, but what I will continue to do is build in more traditional ways. Nothing super like modern or contemporary, or what I find modern and contemporary. And also not overbuilding. I think that's mostly what I want to do. I want to keep the settlement small. I want to keep it useful for me. I don't need any big buildings that wouldn't make sense for a singular person. Alright. I'm making bronze right now. And I'm going to make an axe mold and a pickaxe mold. The pickaxe mold is just because I foresee needing it in the future. But the axe is because I'm going to gather a lot of wood. I'm going to be using wood to make my walls. So that is very resource intensive and I might regret it. I think it'll look nice. I have a vision of what I want to do. I have a vision of using maple logs to create my wall. Maple logs aren't really the favorable wood type in terms of decor, So that is why I've opted for them, to be for the wall. But also the good thing about using maple is that you can find the seeds quite commonly, or the seeds are quite common. Hopefully with the maple trees, that won't be too difficult to get, but it will be very resource intensive, very expensive, as I hear a lot of players say. Something that I've noticed while watching vintage story content and hearing people talk about the game is that people will describe resources as costing a lot, which, you know, a simple mind will say, well, it's not money. But as someone who studied economics, I found it quite interesting because it's kind of like, well, duh. Everything has a cost. And I just think it's really cool to think about, you know, the economics of games in the sense of like resource management, and how, in a way, a lot of gamers, especially vintage story gamers, are like economists, because you're constantly trying to manage these scarce resources. That's essentially what economics is, managing your scarce resources and kind of just like running those cost-benefit analysis on if something's worth it or not. I'm planning on making quarter logs to make my wall because I think it will look better. Because the idea is that, but I want the wall to look like it's made out of smaller, like branches almost, like not like trunks. And I could do it by having multiple like full blocks and chiseling them down. But with the quarter logs, they're kind of already split, and you know, it shows as 4, so then I don't have to chisel as much because I don't want the wall to be super like big. Well, I want the wall to be big, but I don't want the wall to look super chunky, I guess is what I'm going for. So I'll have to show you what I'm going for once I get all my wood collected. Alright, these cooled down pretty fast actually. I'm going to keep my tin bronze pickaxe head right there, but I will use my axe head right now. So even though it's dark, I'm going to just start getting my maple logs. I'll chop the trees that are closest to me and work my way out. Today's a new day for me. It's been a while since I've played, and I've honestly forgotten what I've already recorded. I know that I'm currently making leather. That is something that I remember. So that is... the process has started, at least, in these barrels. So I have a bunch of... I have 7 raw hides, and they've been sealed for 5 hours out of the 18. And then I'm currently making tannin. So I have two barrels of oak logs, so I can make tannin, and I'm just going to make weak tannin, and then I'm going to use this barrel to make strong tannin. And then this is just another barrel of water. I've been working on my wall, but what I've also have come to remember is that it's September, and winter will be approaching, so I want to make sure that I have enough food for winter. I've never lived through a winter in this game. I'm not really sure what to expect. So my current food situation is this little tiny room, and this works well as a cellar. I would like to make another a cellar that's more standalone. I've been thinking about it. I believe the best thing for me to do would be to have a standalone cellar outside of my house. Now that's not going to be efficient in any way, because I'll have to leave my house and everything, but I think it'll be fine. I need to figure out where exactly I want to have my cellar. I think this hill is going to be a really good place to have a cellar. I could just dig it into the hill. We're going to do that in a second. Last episode, I was kind of deliberating about the realistic smoke mod. I decided to get it, and so you can see the smoke is moving and is like reacting, and it's coming up out from underneath the roof here, and I think it's really cool. So right here, I put this here because this goes down to a little mine, and I'm not really sure what's down there. I haven't explored yet, but I want to explore. But this would actually be a really good place to have a cellar because it's kind of already It's already set up. This goes pretty deep. I'm thinking what I'll just do is I'll close this off. We'll use the dirt right here, and I can put a door in. And then this is where the mine access will be. When I was reading about the cellar mechanics, so cellars can be up to 7 by 7 by 7 blocks in size with a door. My HUD mod will show you if your cellar is working or not. 7 by 7, it's the area or volume really that the cellar can have. It doesn't have to be 7 by 7 and by 7 exactly. It just has to fit that volume within that volume of the room. So that's 343, I believe it's cubic, I'm gonna say blocks. So the volume has to be under 343 cubic blocks or less. Make sure that the room isn't bigger than that. But I think we'll be fine. We'll move that. This, I want to do this. Yeah. Okay, so light sources have no impact on the cellar. That's from the wiki. The cellars, they recommend having a large bend to where the food is actually preserved. So I'm thinking this is, the entrance. And I'm gonna close this off and maybe open this part of the room up. I'm gonna open this up by 2 blocks. Go 2 blocks deeper on this side. And we'll go from there. Okay, I think I know what I want to do. I want to keep the ceiling, I think, packed dirt, and I'll use beams to make it look like they're beamed across, holding it up. And I want to make a wall, the clay stone. I'm liking the look of it. And maybe have packed dirt on the floor. But to me, it makes sense to keep this stone if the stone is already here. Ah, look at that! The fireflies. Oh my gosh, that looks so nice. Wow, that is so picturesque. I mean, it's not like that picturesque, but it just like, with the lighting and the fireflies and the berries. I just really enjoyed that. I'm gonna keep the I'm going to keep the floor stone. To me, it wouldn't make sense to rip out the floor just to put dirt, because I'm pretty sure the stone will be cooler than dirt, from a functionality standpoint. So I do have the stone being the ceiling here, but then it opens up to being packed dirt once you're in the cellar room. This is going to be slightly annoying because I'm not going to be able to put anything on this wall. So I might need to bring it back. Is what I'm now realizing. So what I'm going to do is chisel my dirt and add in wood planks to make this wall. Perfect. So now I can put shelves on this block. Next, I would like to put some beams up across. I might need to make more beams, but let's start by going... Oops. There we go. Okay, so then it's 3 in the middle. And can we connect these? I do need to be careful because I've been placing beams a little bit wrong lately. Oh, you know what? I should probably have it go like this too. Yeah. Nice. Okay. I like that. I go like that. That. The nice thing is that the grass can be added afterwards. I need more room, so I'm going to need to make some more storage vessels in general. But this is my cellar for the time being. Get out. Get out. I'm trying to build something here, and you're ruining my vibe. Let's close this door. You know what? Let's finish this up. Okay, put those fit there. Maybe I might want it to look like this. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, and then I'll put storage vessels. And all I'm hoping is that nothing spawns in here. But I wanted to put some stone paths down. Hey, come on, I'm doing something here. Yeah. Oh, I like that. I quite enjoy that. With the berries right there, and I could put some more berry trees leading up to it. I like that a lot. I'm a big fan of this, I think. Just like the facade, I maybe will add some decor out here. Or maybe if I put the door on the inner, and then I can chisel this outside. Whoa! Whoa, where did that guy come from? Okay, well, come at me. Oh, shit. No! Oh, that's not fair. Is it still out there? Maybe I can run by it. Oh! Let's run past it. Yeah. Okay. I was not expecting a bear attack on my that was not on my list today. Got a whole bunch of stuff. Nice. Okay, well, I'm going to put my raw fat in here and the raw hide, although I want to treat this because I want to make something out of it. Like the trousers might be cool, or the mantle. I think I like the trousers. I'd like to have some pants on. Because, like, look at my guy. I have this cool shirt, but I don't have any pants. And we're going to put this down to cure. Sick. Okay, so that's going to cure. Oiled hide. Okay, as my bushmeat is cooking. Oh, and I also... Oh, we're going to see if my chimney works with the smoke mod. Forgot about that. Oh, it does! You can see it! I don't know if you can see it. You can see the smoke coming out of the chimney. Hell yeah! Okay, sick. But it is coming up here, so I need to make sure that these are insulating blocks. Okay, well, we'll see if I, like, die from this. I think... Yeah, the issue is... I don't know exactly. We'll figure it out, but I need to make my storage vessels. With the smoke mod, you're seeing the smoke in the house. And so you can see that some of the smoke is coming up and hanging out in the... Why is it going right there? Oh, and look, like down here by my health bar, there was like the breathing bar. And that's as long as I had to breathe in the smoke here. So I do need to work on my chimney. We'll need to work on it. I don't want to get sidetracked. I think this is better. Yeah, I think my smoke... Well, this helped my chimney. Okay, so now I want to chisel this door. A doorway out. Oh, let's check on our barrels. Forgot about these. So these are soaked. Then I think if I go like this, and then I can put them in here, it'll turn into 50 liters. Yep. Okay. So we're making strong tannin. Those hides are gonna be in there for 3 days. Okay, perfect. You wanna make a chisel? Whoa, the bronze looks all crazy in here. I've never made anything with bronze on the anvil. Chisel. I'm smithing bronze, guys. Alright, so like I said, this is the first time I've ever smithed bronze and made something out of it on the anvil. So I think I could kind of say that I'm basically in the Bronze Age. Let's figure out all this. Yeah, I'm pretty fine with that. And then I have this hole here, but it's kind of just fun, I think. I mean, I can't, it won't let me fill it, so. I found out recently that some ruins are older than others. So I came across this ruin, I think, before, because it was already on my map. And I didn't know what it was. I thought that maybe it led to something more, but really it's just an older ruin. So it's older than the other ruins that you come across. So that's why there's nothing really happening with it. That's cool to know. It's like, this is like Stonehenge, essentially, and all the other ruins are more recent in time. So I'm glad I figured that out, because these always stumped me. I always was so curious on what they were. But that's what they are. They're older ruins. Alright. I have now some storage vessels. We're gonna go fire these storage vessels now. Okay, 4 more storage vessels burning. And we'll see how the smoke does as well. Pit kiln smoke is quite intense. expected that. I mean, you're firing something like crazy. I think it's fine right now. Just don't hang out under there. I probably can't really smith if I'm doing anything on the with the pit kilns. You can still breathe because it's all open air. Yeah, it's fine. I know I just made this, but I want to move it. I don't like it being right in front of my house, especially because I plan to expand my house a little bit. And so I'm thinking about making another like workshop over here. And then with that, I would want my pit kilns and my charcoal pit to also be here, so I might make like a bigger workshop once my house is done. Or I'm putting that idea on the back burner since I have everything that I need right now. Alright, I'm going to make some pies. I think that's a good use of my time right now. I didn't show I don't know if I showed my cellar. So here's the cellar. I really like it. It's kind of just like, well, it's outside of my house, but that's a little bit traditional with like root cellars especially. So I built it into the side of the hill. When I was building it earlier in the video, you saw that there was already like a cave in a way. So I used that to start the cellar. And I have clay, stone, cobblestones, a pine door, and a sod roof using VS roofing. And then you walk in, there's a hallway before you get into the actual cellar. A lot of doors in the cellar. And this is where I'm going to be storing all my food. So I'm currently burning some more storage vessels. So I'll bring those in here, and I made a bunch of shelves. It's not like the biggest, but it is exactly what I need. And this will be good, especially once I start filling it out with everything that I need. So I did pack dirt on the ceiling, and I use these beams to support the area. I'm thinking now that it could be a good idea to have beams going this way. But we'll see what I do. And then if you're wondering what's behind these doors, this leads to the cave. There's a cave down there. I have not explored it, but I wanted to preserve that, so I just put doors. But what I'm coming in here to do is I'm going to make some pies. So I already have a bunch, but I want to make more pies so that I don't starve during the winter. I've talked about it a little bit. I've never played in the winter, and so I just don't want to starve if I don't have to. Let's bring my berries, and we'll make pies with... We already have some spelt, so let's do the spelt. Let's do do onion and turnip and and carrots. Let's just do a couple different pies. And as I mill my flour, you can see the pie baking in the background. Perfect. And you can hear the drifters trying to get into my house. How lovely. Okay. While we're waiting, I have this brown pelt, and I believe I can make different things with it. Make a fur coat. I can make knee-high fur boots. I wanted to see if I can make oh, it was rawhide? Raw black hide. Oh, I went through that whole thing. I bet someone saw that and... Okay, well I can make it with other rawhides. That's fine. Well, I have this pelt. I guess I'll just leave it here for now. Until I find out what I want to do with it. That's all I needed to do. So now I got some rawhide trousers. And I didn't know that I could make it earlier. The fox pelt hat is cool. Because, it's orange. And I like that color. Especially in the game, I like the color. I think orange just pops really well in this game. I think I've seen foxes or raccoons out here. Oh, saw a fox. Okay, there it is. Okay. Don't worry, fox. I will use you. Oh, it's officially fall in the game. Has it always fallen? I just didn't notice, or did a certain day in September? Isn't like the end of September the equinox? The fall equinox or something? So it's fall. It's no longer summer. I'm gonna bring one in the house. Yeah, with some... Let's see. I'm gonna bring a storage vessel inside the house with some pies so that I don't have to... If I'm like starving, I don't have to leave the house. We'll put it here. Yeah, we're gonna build our gigantor wall. Keep filling it up. It's not gonna be that gigantic. The wall is coming together. Slowly but surely. Alright, I'm gonna call it as a video. Alright, so I think I'm gonna call it as a video. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you all have a good rest of your day wherever you are. And thanks for watching.